Shalom Akim. Welcome to GMS Gallows on the Streets. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakwadash, whom I worship. Double honor to my elder apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this word in sincerity and in truth and who rule well. And salutations to all you Akim who are doing the same out there, pushing this word even to the end. Um, so I'm coming back with a follow-up to the breaking news that happened yesterday. From RT I had brought out real quick, and pretty much they were saying that Germany does not want to join forces with the U.S. against this situation, or in their initiative with dealing with the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. And from what I read, the Strait of Hormuz, and I could pull up an article dealing with that. Why is it so important? The Strait of Hormuz, it's a high traffic strait, okay. And I believe the Strait of Hormuz connects with another strait called the Strait of Oman, something like that. And oil tankers pass through there. I guess it's an easier way for them to transport oil. So the U.S., like always, Esau, they're trying to take over, take that over and control it, and the Iranians ain't letting them, you know. So this could break out. For this cause, this situation could break out in a full-scale war, even a world war. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. So now I'm gonna read into this article here, and then get some scriptures. So it says U.S. envoy fumes at Germany. Oh, I wanted to say this. Now, is this important? Is Germany a part of prophecy? Yes, it is. Germany is a part of prophecy because Germany is one of the 10 horns of the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, so we have to learn how to identify, or we have identified them. And each and every brother in the faith, especially within GMS, you have to know this. You're supposed to know this. Okay, so this is the title of this article is U.S. envoy fumes at Germany's reluctance to take part in Hormuz naval mission. The U.S. envoy to Germany has accused Berlin of skirting its responsibilities and duties as a long-time ally by not joining the U.S.-led maritime mission in the Strait of Hormuz. Berlin says it wants to avoid escalation with Iran, right? And it may be something that they cannot avoid. It could be that the Lord is causing them to do this so that they do lock horns with Iran, because it may be the will of the Lord to have the situation escalate so that it could bring on the last war, the Third World War. It may very well be, or maybe not. You see, it remains to be seen. That's why we watch. Okay. It says Ambassador Richard Grenell aired his frustration after German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas ruled out German participation in the initiative, which purportedly aims to combat Iranian aggression in the vital waterway. Germany is the biggest economic power in Europe. Yeah, they're in the scriptures they're known as Teeman. All right. And I'm gonna go into some scriptures concerning Teeman. It says Germany is the biggest economic power in Europe. This success brings global responsibilities, Grenell told Augsburger Allgemeine newspaper. He hinted that Berlin is indebted to Washington, stating that America has sacrificed a lot to help Germany remain part of the West. He cited the high cost of stationing 34,000 U.S. troops in the country as an example of Washington's altruism. It says, uh, Maz expressed concerns that the joint U.S., British, and French operation would be counterproductive. We have to avoid further escalation in the Strait of Hormuz, the German foreign minister said on Wednesday. He stressed that there cannot be a military solution to the current crisis in the Persian Gulf. Germany hasn't completely ruled out participation in the mission. However, Defense Minister Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer said that Germany was reviewing the request, suggesting Berlin could do a U-turn on the issue. Grenell's heavy-handed approach to this diplomatic duty, and this is all Esau against the Arabs at this point, or Elam, right? Because Iran is Elam. Okay, so this is nothing but more white supremacy, man. It says Grenell's heavy-handed approach to his diplomatic duties has made him a controversial figure in Germany. His insistence that Berlin acquiesce to Washington's dictates on issues ranging from NATO spending to Russia's Nord Stream 2 pipeline project has sparked calls for him to be sent home. Wolfgang Kubicki, Vice Speaker of the German Parliament, said in March that Grenell should be expelled from the country because he behaves like an occupation commissioner. Now, this is another article here, and I believe this is the one that came out yesterday. I'm gonna read this one real quick. It says Germany won't take part in U.S. Strait of Hormuz initiative, right? Foreign minister. It says Germany will refuse to take part in a U.S.-led. Now you see, U.S.-led. This is synonymous with the harlot, right? With the hoe that rides the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, because there's always a U.S.-led mission, a U.S.-led NATO force mission, a U.S.-led this and a U.S.-led that. Why? Because that's the harlot that sits on the scarlet-colored beast. All right, holding the reins of the beast, telling the, making the beast go here or there. You know, at the end, the beast is, the beast and the 10 horns. They're gonna get, mad at the harlot, which is America, at the whore, which is America, and burn her with fire. That's what the scripture says. All right. It says Germany will refuse to take part in a U.S.-led, because for some reason the U.S. always feels that people owe them something. And here it is, they done fucked over the world, okay? But for some reason they feel that people owed them something, man. People don't owe them shit, you know. So, and the nations, they're gonna take on this attitude like, look, man, who the hell is the U.S.? The U.S. is not in dominance anymore, as far as economically, morally, So these other nations are coming up in the forefront now and becoming greater than America, man. Especially Russia, especially China. It says Germany will refuse to take part in a U.S.-led maritime mission in the Strait of Hormuz. Foreign Minister Heiko Maas announced. Maas said that there cannot be a military solution to the current crisis in the Persian Gulf. Now, I'm not going to read all this. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not going to read all this. Okay, I'll leave the link in the description box below, And y'all brothers could just look into that. And I just want to look up one more thing, why the Strait of Hormuz is so important. All right, so this is an article. All I did was type in, why is the Strait of Hormuz so important. This article here from Al Jazeera pulled up, and I'm gonna read this. Right, it says, why is the Strait of Hormuz so strategically important, in explaining the economic and geopolitical significance of the key waterway out of the Gulf. The Strait of Hormuz is the world's single most important oil passageway, forming a and it says the world's single most important oil passageway, forming a choke point between the Arabian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. The 39-kilometer strait is the only route to the open ocean for over 1/6 of global oil production and 1/3 of the world's liquefied natural gas. The maritime area has been in the news following explosions on June 13th that damaged 2 oil tankers just a month after 4 other vessels were sabotaged nearby. On Thursday, the United Kingdom said 3 Iranian vessels unsuccessfully tried to impede the passage of a British commercial vessel through the strait. Where exactly is the Strait of Hormuz? It lies between Oman and Iran, linking the sea passage from the countries on the Gulf: Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, with the Arabian Sea and beyond. How wide is it? Although the narrowest point in the strait is just 33 kilometers wide, the shipping lanes in both directions are only 3 kilometers wide. Is it really the only way out of the Gulf? Traveling by sea, the strait is the only means of transporting goods or people to the rest of the world. For this reason, the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia have proposed building more oil pipelines to avoid the problematic waterway. So that's why it's so important, you know. So pretty much is like a short, like I guess like a shortcut, you know. It's similar to what the Panama Canal is, you know, or over here in the West, and that's what it is over there in the East. All right, so it's an important waterway, man, for transporting goods. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna also leave this link in the description box. Obviously, the point is made that it is a very important strait, and the U.S. is trying to, dominate it, take over it. You know, that's really what they're trying to do. Now, that's not what the article is implying, but we all know how Esau rolls. The Esau loves to take that which is not his, right? So anyway, so let me get into some scriptures. Right, so like I was saying, the U.S. is always sticking its nose in where it's not supposed to, right? Trying to control their initiative on the whole entire world, the whole entire globe, man. And the nations, they're angry. It's gonna come to a point where they're gonna get so damn angry that they're gonna go to war with the U.S. and shoot their missiles at her. All right, that's the ultimate. And how do we know this? Well, we're going according to the prophecy. Okay. We know who the major key players are in this world today. So now I'm gonna read this in Habakkuk in the second chapter, beginning with the fourth verse on down, and this is speaking about Esau, man. Okay, and his motives and his intentions, they're never good. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter and the fourth verse. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up, it is not upright in him." Right, his is speaking about the Esau, his soul, right? Because Esau has a soul, you know, but it's not right. You know, it's wicked. He has a wicked soul. Okay. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Right, and that's how we live. That's how we live uh, day by day, by our faith. All right, by our faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. All right. It says, but Esau lives by his wickedness, man. He trusts in his wickedness and in his own power, not knowing that the Heavenly Father is coming to destroy him. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? It's coming to destroy him. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home," right? Because he's not keeping at home. Where is he? He's over there dealing with the Strait of Hormuz and shit. You know, trying to control that situation, trying to control that initiative, man. And Germany is like, man, fuck you. I'm not gonna go along with what you're saying. You know, you're gonna tell us what to do. We're not gonna allow you to tell us what to do. After all, Germany used to be a dominant force at one point as well, man. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine." Yeah, his philosophy, his initiative, his so-called democratic way of 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 things that have really screwed over the nations that have joined with him in that, you know, in believing in their ways, in their way of so-called life, so to speak. All right. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man." And oh boy, all you gotta do is pull up a picture of Trump, and you'll see a proud Edomite devil, the epitome of Esau, man. Right now is the image of Esau right now is Trump, man. He in he encapsulates everything what is Esau, Edom, man. Okay. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. He enlargeth his desire as hell." Right. His desire is to take over the Strait of Hormuz, man. And the Iranians, they're not stupid. They're like, okay, you want to come over here and play in our playground? Well, you're gonna have to play by our playground rules, and the U.S. don't like that very much, man. So the Iranians, man, any foreign vessels and ships that go through there, they'll just start shooting at them, trying to take them, or they'll just take the ship or do something like that, because that's technically that's their backyard, man, or front yard, however you want to say it. So it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death." Right, wherever he goes, man, on this planet Earth, he brings death. All right, and that's what he's trying to bring to the Iranians. And the Iranians, like, man, we know exactly who the hell you are, okay, and we have our scope on your ass, and we're ready to deal with you with whatever you got. It says, "and cannot be satisfied." Right, Esau cannot be satisfied, man. Esau already got control of the world, man. Right, but they want more. They want power over the people. That's the reason why they also want to bring in the mark of the beast, right? The RFID chip, so they can have total control of all peoples on this planet. So, in this case, they want to control oil. They want to control all accesses to oil. They want to control all any means that has to do with the exporting and importing of oil and transportation of oil. They want to control that, man, and they're willing to go to war with anybody, you know. But the only thing is, the balances, right, of war is gonna tip to the U.S.'s enemies' favor, and not to America's. All right, that's the only thing. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. And we know what he did with America, right? He turned it into hell, pretty much, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah, by way of the sword, man. By way of rape, robbery, and murder. So then it goes on to say, shall not all these take up a parable against him? Right. At this point, Germany's taking up a parable against the U.S. Like, look, man, nah, we know what the U.S. is capable of. We know that you're the, and here it is, Germany, they're Edomites as well, right? Like I said, they are teaming according to the scriptures, which I'm gonna get a couple of those scriptures. And right now, Germany's like, nah, man, because if they know if they link up with the U.S. to do anything, they won't be able to get out of it, man. You know, because the U.S. is a damn troublemaker. The U.S. is that bully on the block, man. So they're not gonna allow the U.S. to, bring them to get them into any trouble, man, that they can't get out of. It says, um, and it says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Right, like the strait of Hormuz. That's not his, man. That don't belong to Esau, right? If anything, that belongs to the Iranians and them people over there. But they're trying to control that and take over it. So woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that layeth himself with thick clay. And the elder apostle Gabab, he brought this out, that thick clay. When you look that up in the Hebrew, it says ibat yat, and it means debt, heavy debt. All right, and that's why the U.S. does what they do. They know that they're in heavy debt. That's why they use the United States industrial complex, the military, to try to control things, man. That's verse 7. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? Right, Germany, along with the rest of the 10 horns, they're gonna bite America, man, with those thermonuclear missiles. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? So it's gonna be a role reversal. All right, a change in the narrative, so to speak, man. 8th verse, because thou hast spoiled many nations. And what they're trying to do now, they're trying to spoil the nation's oil resources and lands, where they could, that they could use to put their pipelines to do, but the other nations ain't allowing them to. That's the reason why they want to go against Iran, for that reason alone, man. Could control that land totally, so that they could run their pipelines and control all forms of exchange of transactions and transportations of oil, of this world's oil, man. 8th verse, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Yeah, let's speak on America, man. All the blood that they have shed, the bloodshed that they have done to gain control of this land. They killed our brothers Gad and tried to control our brothers Reuben, but they had a hard time with that. Okay, they raped, they robbed, and they murdered to get this land here. And then even from that point, from the from that point when they first established America till now, um, they commit lots of violence against our people, man, to this day. So they have to pay for that. And then not only that, dealing with the other nations as well, man, and what they do with them. Okay, um, it says, "Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house." That's Esau. That he may set his nest on high, which he has done with his NASA programs, right? That he may be delivered from the power of evil, right? And that's the reason why Esau, um, trying to set up, his space stations and trying to pump a lot of money into his, the Elon Musk's SpaceX programs, and they're constantly looking for planets that can inhabit humans on them, so that they could escape the day of evil, man, that's coming upon him, or judgment. But they will not be able to escape. You may be able to escape Earth, but according to the scriptures, we're gonna go wherever you at. We're gonna go and find you and pull you out from whatever rock you're hiding under, or whatever hole you're in. And if you're in outer space, we're gonna go up there and take you down and put you in chains, man. All right, that's the prophecy. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house, right? The house of Esau, Edom, by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. So this is Esau, man. So, and for this, the Heavenly Father's coming to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is coming to put them in slavery and ultimately destroy them completely. That's why after this, I'm gonna go straight to the book of Obadiah. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. And it goes on. It just goes on to explain on what's gonna happen to Esau, man. And how the nations are hate this bitch, and they're gonna ultimately come against her and destroy her with fire. Now I'm gonna go to the book of Obadiah. All right, so this is the book of Obadiah, and this breaks down what's gonna happen to Edom, man, ultimately, especially dealing with the nations that were in league at one point with Esau, Edom, over here in America, man. And it's gonna just break it down and show you how the nations, are gonna hate her, and also how we're gonna take Esau over and put Esau in captivity, and then ultimately destroy them with fire, man. Nobody likes this devil. They don't even like themselves, man. All right. All right, so this is Obadiah. It's only one chapter long, but it's a deep chapter. This is the first verse. It says, "The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And this goes back to a time when the so-called Jews were trying to get up into the land of Israel. I believe that took place in 1948, 49, something to that extent. I could look that up. And when they were going to the land of Israel to take it over, um, because they did it under the strength of the Balfour Declaration by a guy by the name of Arthur Balfour. He was like the foreign minister in within the British government, and it was they call it the Arthur Balfour Declaration, and the one who gave it strength was Walter Rothschild at the time, and pretty much they were trying to set themselves up to be the children of Israel coming back to the land, and it was bullshit. It was all a lie. So the heathen nations, the Arabs, they knew exactly what the hell was going on, and there was this one guy by the name of Abdul Gamal Nasser, and you can look him up, and he was quoted saying, how is it that the Jews left the land of Israel being black, and they came back looking white? He made a statement like that. And so he like, in other words, he knew exactly who the children of Israel were. And he said, look, this is some bullshit. This is just Esau once again trying to take over a land that is not his. So what he did was he gathered together the Arab nations at that time, and they had a council together that, look, man, we gotta take these people out, because these are the enemy and they're imposters, pretty much. So this is what this is dealing with here, okay? Abdul Gamal Nasser is this ambassador. And it reads, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. He's talking to the Edomites over here in the land of America. Now the word here, small, would represent hated. I have made thee hated among the heathen, meaning all nations hate the Edomites over here in America, man. All right, why? Because of their actions, because of what they have done to people and to nations, man. All the rape, robbery, and murder that they have committed. It says, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. And there's nobody more proud. And you know what? You got the different Edomites of the, you got different Edomites, right? Like the Russians, the Germans. But there's nobody more, there's no devil more proud than these devils over here that control America, man. That control the United States. I mean, like I said, just look. All you gotta do is pull up a picture of Trump, Donald Trump, man, and you will see what you will see the full character of Esau in this guy, man. A real proud devil. Okay. And it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Esau, the Edomites, they used to dwell in the caves, right, within the mountains, whose habitation is high. When they build their buildings, they build skyscrapers, build their skyscrapers, and when, according to the law, you're not supposed to build taller than 3 stories high, And it makes sense. That's why when fire breaks out within these skyscrapers, they have a tough time putting out fires, man, at the 80th floor, 90th floor, something like that. Okay. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's Esau's attitude. Yeah, that's Esau's attitude. They believe that there's nobody that could bring them down. They believe that they could rule forever, man. You know, like it says, right? Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and the truth is, man, that's not the case at all. All right, the Musa, Yahushua is coming to put an end to your house, to destroy your house. Okay, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and like we always said, the eagle is the symbol of Esau. The Romans had it, and now America has it. The symbol is the eagle. On top of a flagpole, you will see a eagle. On a mailbox, you will see the eagle. Okay. Hell, you got an American football team called the Eagles. Okay. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, which they have their international space station. And that's not talking about landing on the moon, because they never landed on the moon. That's another big ass lie that they tell. Now you got some motherfucking Elamites trying to do that, trying to trying to go up there. Look, they're not going to no moon, man. What they're doing is they're working on setting up space stations out there, so that when this thing comes, when the shit hits the fan, they're able to escape and go up there. To no avail, because we're gonna pull them down from there, from wherever they go, when Yahushua comes with the angels. All right. It says, "Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord." So that happened in 1969. So-called the so-called NASA's space programs, and the so-called landing on the moon and all that. That was like 1969, and since then till now, the Heavenly Father has been um, um, bringing His prophecies more and more. All right, to the intent to finish this damn devil from his rulership. Right, it says, "Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?" Right, showing you that when the Lord comes to get Esau, He's not going to leave anything for them. There will be no, and as we read on, you will see. It says, it's going to read on and say that there shall be no remaining of the house of Esau, man. Okay, so the Lord's going to leave this damn devil completely naked, completely exposed, and completely dissolved and destroyed, man. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Right, and the hidden things are, well, they done hit a lot of things, man. That's why they have their so-called the Illuminati and secret societies and things of that nature, because they have kept a lot of secrets. They hid a lot of truths. One of them being that the children of Israel are over here in the land of America as the so-called Negroes, as the so-called Puerto Ricans, as the so-called Native American Indians, so on and so forth, right? And we found that out through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that they've been lying, and so we found out the truth of it all, man. It says, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. right now, Germany, those are part of those men, or one of those nations that were confederate, right, with the U.S. But now they're fed up. You know, they're still confederate, but now they're fed up with the U.S., man. And at the end, there will be one of the nations of Esau amongst the Edomites that will shoot their missiles at her. All the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? That's talking about their wise, so-called. I'm not gonna say wise because they're not wise. They're wicked. They're soothsayers and they're Chaldeans, man. They're witches and warlocks, right? Amongst them, amongst the Illuminati. The Lord's gonna destroy them all. You know. It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman. Now Teman, see, this is where we get into the prophecy of Germany, because this represents Teman. How do we know that? Because out of Germany comes a lot of uh, um, good 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 quality, or high quality, let me say, technology. In fact, out of Germany came out of during the Manhattan Project situation, when they created nuclear fission. A lot of those scientists came from Germany. Okay, they were the ones that were find that, tampering with nuclear fission and the splitting of the atom, and all these things. So it you gotta be on a high level when dealing with physiology and things like that. So those physicists, which are also the smiths that have blown the coals in the fire, right? They came out of Teman. All right, they came out of Teman first, and that's how we know, in the spirit, that those are the Edomites from Germany. So it says, and thy mighty men, O Teman. So this is one scripture here that brings out Germany being in prophecy, man. Okay, and also, like I said, that they are part of they are one of the 10 horns of the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. They are one of those 10 horns, right? It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one out of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So I'm gonna end it there. And well, for this portion anyway, I mean, these topics here are, when dealing with prophecy, they're never ending until Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai comes and fulfill them all. So these topics here are like always consecutive. You can always pick up where you left off, and and continue. But like always, like I always say, man, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, so that you know when I put up a new video. And just stay tuned for other videos, dealing with prophecy. Okay, and so with that, this is Elder Sakaran signing off. Shalom.